Albert Sidney Fleischman by Suri Sierra. Sid Fleischman was born on March 16, 1920 in Brooklyn, New York. He was raised in San Diego, California. He credits his father Reuben, who was a Russian Jewish immigrant, and his mother Sadie with fostering his interest in storytelling. He recalls Aesop's fables and Uncle Tom's Cabins being read to him by his mother. Although the book that he claims affected him the most was Robin Hood, this was his first great reading experience. As a young child, he thought all authors were dead. Therefore, he did not want to be a writer. Due to his background in being a Jewish immigrant, he developed an identity with the underdogs. As a young boy, he developed a strong interest in magic. He would soon visit the library and read tons of books on magic in order to perfect his tricks so that he could perform and create his own tricks. By the age of 17, he decided he wanted to write a book about his own magic. He titled this Between Cocktails, which was published when he was 19. After he graduated from high school, he traveled around the country with different stage acts. During this experience, he heard many folktales which might have influenced his writing. One windy January day, he enrolled at San Diego State College. Since science fiction wasn't taught, he had to sit through English class his first semester. Again, he hit the library and began to read books on story writing techniques. He was introduced to his future wife during one of his fall semesters. They started dating, and then one day Pearl Harbor was hit. And since he was enrolled in the U.S. Navy Reserves, he was called 2 days later for active duty. He has stated that when the war came along, he went in as a magician and came out, hocus pocus, a writer. In 1949, he graduated from San Diego State College with a bachelor's in English. He then started working as a reporter for the San Diego Daily Journal. A year later, he became an associate editor of Point magazine. He kept that position up until he became a full-time writer in 1951. He married Betty Taylor in 1952. He has 3 children, Paul, Jane, and Anne. Paul, who is also a poet and writer, has also won the Newbery Award. They are the only father and son pair to have received this award. At one point in his career, his children did not understand what he did for a living. So one day he sat down and wrote a story for children and read it to them. The book was titled Mr. Mysterious and Company, which includes him and his family as characters. This was his first published book. In the late 1940s, he began writing suspense novels for adults, which include The Straw Donkey Case, Murder's No Accident, Look Behind You, Lady, Blood Alley, and Yellow Leg, to name a few. He has written over 60 fiction and non-fiction books for children. Some of his books for children include Jingo Jango, Jim Ugly, The Scarebird, and his McBroom series. His books have been published in England, France, Spain, and Germany. Selected titles have been translated into Finnish, Portuguese, Catalan, Basque, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and a few others. In addition to winning the Newbery Medal for The Whipping Boy, he has also won many other awards. Some of the awards and honors he has received include the New York Herald Tribune and Honor Book, Boston Globe Horn Book for Mr. Mysterious and Company in 1962. The Lewis Carroll Shelf Award in 1969 for McBroom Tells the Truth. The Golden Kite Honor Book and Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators in 1974 for McBroom the Rainmaker. Paul A. Whitty Award, International Reading Association, and Children's Picture Book Award in 1988 for The Scarebird. Of his many books, he is most proud of course, is The Whipping Boy, which took him over 10 years to write. This book is about a spoiled prince and Jimmy. Prince Brat, as he is nicknamed due to his behavior, runs away and has Jimmy tag along. Jimmy is a street-smart orphan who takes the punishment for the things that the prince refuses to do, like learn to read. After they escape the palace, they are kidnapped by villains. They switch roles, and at one point, the prince gets whipped, which is a felony in the kingdom. They are faced with different situations throughout the book. At the end, they return to the palace as friends. Another book he is proud of is Great Horn Spoon, which is a novel about the California Gold Rush. This book is widely read in the 4th grade in the West. He is also famous for his multi-volume series of tall tales starring Josh McBroom. In his McBroom stories, he uses wild metaphors and colorful expressions. His books are a quick read with lots of twists and wonderful phrasing. He has stated it was somewhat of an accident to write his first McBroom book. One day he simply stopped writing the book he was writing and he started typing up a book. He came out with a name, a wife, and 11 kids whose names were Will, Jill, Hester, Chester, Peter, Polly, Tim, Tom, Mary, Larry, and little Clorinda. He has also written non-fiction books based on famous people, including Escape, the story of the great Houdini. The Trouble Begins at 8, a life of Mark Twain in the Wild, Wild West. And Sir Charlie Chaplin, the funniest man in the world. Not only was he a magician, sailor, and writer, he was also a screenwriter. He wrote Blood Alley starring John Wayne in 1955. Goodbye, My Lady, based on a novel by James Street in 1956. The Deadly Companions, based on his novel Yellowleg in 1961. The TV movie adaptation for The Whipping Boy, which was titled Prince Brat and the Whipping Boy. Some adaptations to his books include By the Great Horn Spoon, which was then titled Bullwhip Griffin by Walt Disney in 1967. Albert Sidney Fleischman died of cancer on March 17, 2010, a day after his 90th birthday.